Okay, so what I have is a folder that I called Responsive Web Design. It contains nothing but the images folder that I have provided for you, and that's all you need. So we will start writing the syntax to create the responsive website together. So obviously open your Text Wrangler or TextMate, and let's go ahead and start. So with doctype, HTML, and let me increase the font size so we see better. Okay, which means this is HTML5, HTML, and close HTML. Open the head element and close the head element. And then let me save this. So make sure to save in the right place. Obviously, I have a responsive web design folder. I'm going to call this index.html. Okay. All right, let's continue. So in the head element, we have the title. So what you want the title bar to say, in my case, I will call it my name, last name, and then design, but you call it what you want. And then meta, content type, content is text, character set UTF-8. Okay, and then link. href. We're linking already. Usually we don't link until we need the style.css file, but we obviously know that we're not going to keep it a simple HTML file. We obviously need some styling, so let's go ahead and do that from now. We want to have a style.css file inside of a CSS folder, which we will create. Type is text, CSS, I forgot to close the quotation here, and then it's a style sheet. Okay, let's open and close the body element as well. And let's save this and open it. Obviously, we won't see much yet. Okay, this is our nice responsive website, which doesn't do much so far, except for the title bar, which is nice. Okay, let's start with the header. Okay, so inside of the body element, hit enter and indent and open the header element. Let me explain this first. So I want to use an image. Okay, the image is going to be that logo of mine that you basically can create your own logo. Okay, so I just have my name in a specific font, which is Gotham, and I'm considering that my logo, it's an image. So I'm going to call that image. Source is inside of the images folder, and its name is my logo.png. And so this is the image. Let's look at it. Save and refresh the page. This is it. Obviously, it goes to the top left corner of the screen. But I want to make it a link, because when I hover over it, I want the cursor to change to the finger, which indicates that that is a link that takes me to a certain page. When I happen to be on a different page, I want to be able to click on the logo to go back to the home page. Okay, that's a good feature to have. So let's paste the image inside of the A element to make the image a link. Ahref link it to index.html. Okay, so now when I hover over it, it's the finger, and then if I click on it, it takes me back home. I'm on home anyway, so nothing is happening yet. So let's go ahead and create the navigation now. We have 3 items: about, portfolio, and then contact. And obviously these 3 words are links, so we'll place them in the A element. Open the A and close the A. href, we want the about button to link to about.html. We want the portfolio to link to portfolio.html. So these are pages that we will create. We want contact to link to contact.html. Okay, and obviously, so we have the image, we have the 3 links. Let me just save and refresh the page. They come obviously next to the image because they are within the A element and A is inline, but we will place them in LIs as part of list items for the unordered list. So let's go ahead and create that. Put each A in an LI. Let's give the LI a class, nav item, and let's copy this so that we don't type 2 more times. Close the LI, and let's place them in a UL, okay, because that's what should be done. So open the UL element, close the UL element, and now obviously I have an indentation problem. The LIs are the children of the UL, so if I want to push them, 1 tab to the right, I can do it with this shortcut. So select all 3 lines, hold down the command key, and then click on the bracket key, the square bracket, the one that has the curly brace. Okay, so I push them 1 tab to the right. Now let me give the UL an ID, navigation. Okay, let's refresh the page. Okay, this is our navigation. We see the bullet points as default. We will get rid of them. We see the underline and everything. So far so good. Let's continue. Let's start styling now. Okay, because obviously we have a simple HTML page with no styles. Let's start styling. So let's create a style sheet. We already have the index.html. Let's open a new page and start styling the body element. Open close curly braces, and let me increase the font size so we see better. And before doing anything else, I'm going to save this, and I'm going to place the style sheet inside of a CSS folder, right? Because that's what we specified in the head element in HTML. Okay, we created a CSS folder /style.css. So I went ahead and created a new folder called CSS, and I'm going to place my style.css inside of that CSS folder. Okay, so let's begin with margin 0, font family. Okay, let's try to make this interesting now and use one of the Google web fonts. Okay, so instead of using Arial, Helvetica, and so forth, let's use a Google web font. If you remember that website, there are plenty of sources, but this is one, awards.com. If you read a little bit, it's really easy. I'm going to do exactly as a documentation. So I'm going to take this link, syntax, and copy it in the head of my HTML, and then I will paste this in my in the body of my CSS. And obviously Tangerine happens to be, you know, one font, but if I scroll down I can choose something I like. I'm going to go ahead and choose the Open Sans. Okay, this font seems nice to me. Okay, let's go ahead and do that. So first take this line of code, copy it, and then go to the head of your HTML and just paste it there. Okay, and since we chose Open Sans, replace Tangerine with Open Sans. That's it. Now, what do we do in style? We take these, well, if you want 48 pixels, you can take the font size, but I don't want 48 pixels. That's too big for me. I'm just going to copy font family Tangerine serif, and then go to my style sheet and replace with what I had. And I'm changing Tangerine to Open Sans. Save this and then refresh our page. Okay, so we have margin 0 that caused the logo to stick to the top left corner because we got rid of the default margin of the body element. And our font for the navigation changed to Open Sans. It used to be Arial because that's what I had in my Firefox default. Perhaps you had Georgia or Helvetica, that's what would have shown, or Verdana is a popular default font as well. I'm going to close this and continue. Okay, so wonderful. We have a Google Web Font and it's getting interesting. Let's continue with our style. Background color B9D 8DE, and this is a color I got from my Photoshop color picker. Okay, save this and let's see what's happening. This is the light blue we have. We obviously want to create a white header, so don't freak out if you see this light gray on the blue which is not visible. We're going to fix all that. Moving on to header, open close curly braces, background color white. Okay, save this. This is our header area. Wonderful. We want to get rid of the bullet points, so li.nav item. So the li's whose class is nav item list style type none. Okay, let's see. Okay, we got rid of the bullet points. That's wonderful. Let's style those navigation items, which means li nav item space a, which means the a nested inside of the li. So color 5BA 5B3. Okay, text decoration none, and then font size 0.9 em. Okay, so as you can see, we are starting to use the em, and we will soon use the percentage value. We're not using pixels anymore, okay, because we want everything to scale with the size of the window. So we don't want to use the pixel unit, which is a fixed unit. Let's save this and refresh. Okay, so we have this navigation with this blue, and we remove the underline, and we applied a 0.9 em font size.